Hello there, it's Moira McDonald. I had thought that this video probably wouldn't have get made until tomorrow, but I finished things a wee bit quicker than I thought I would, so we're going to batter in and have a quick look at this Boho journal that I've made. The Boho journal's already been spoken for, someone's interested in buying it, although we won't get confirmation until the end of the month, but the bottom line is, as far as I'm concerned at this stage in the game, it's sold. So this really is just a wee walkthrough to let you see it. First thing is, I did my first boho bead. Watched plenty of videos, but that didn't mean to say that I remembered any of it. And I actually had a couple of goes before this, and they were a wee bit disastrous, but only because I'm really stupid in some respects. So here we go, it's made now, and the beads that are top and bottom are wee black and silver beads. There's a wee sparkly crystal there and a wee black crystal. In the middle it's covered with a kind of burgundy sari silk, and the wire that I've wrapped around it, I've used some sequins in them as well, so that's basically how that's been made. My fingers stuck to it when I was doing it because I just, there was glue everywhere, but it's made and it's quite attractive. I'm reasonably happy with it. It's quite nice, so I might make another couple, but forgive me if I'm not in any great rush to do that. Right, so let's get into the journal. The cover's very similar to the other, in fact it is pretty much the same as the other boho journal that I did fairly recently, and it's made from a cushion cover that I had. So we'll have a quick look inside. This one has been made from a box that the cushion cover was both stuck to and then sewn round. Some of my sewing on the inside isn't particularly attractive, so there are some things stuck down. I've done this wee kind of stamp of a wee old-fashioned telephone and stuck that on. The inside of the box itself I painted first with gesso, then with a kind of orange acrylic paint, and then I went over it with a gold Lumiere paint through a stencil, did some stamping, just random text, and see, I'm hoping you can see the wee bit shine there. Then I added the book plate on top there that was stamped out on cream card. Pages are coffee dyed, and I bought, Tracy Fox recently did a haul video in which she showed some paper that looked a bit like William Morris paper, but also some very ethnic boho type paper. She had bought the William Morris style stuff. I went within minutes of seeing the video, thanks very much Tracy, and bought the boho stuff. I bought the smaller book, which means I didn't use the pages as a whole for the journal, so I cut sections using a die and just glued them onto pages that were already in the book. As if it wasn't enough that I spent £23 on craft supplies that day, I also saw a really nice rocking chair recliner, which I bought when I came home and ordered online, and a parasol. So Tracy, your wee video ended up costing me something like 130 quid, thanks very much. So I'm going to stop watching haul videos, right? Love the paper, absolutely love it. So I can thank her for that, but I'm no thanking her for ending up spending a fortune. Right, so that's the first page. Over we have some stamping. I stamped out a word using some stamps I got from Wish. That's a Tim Holtz stamp in the corner that's been die cut. Just a wee piece of ephemera and an old-fashioned scrap. Perio of Perio Blues had done a video recently where she got some scraps in a haul. As soon as I saw that, I had to get some scraps. So I managed to pick up some on eBay, and this is kind of Victorian women. This scrap itself is not an old scrap. It is vintage in the sense that it's a vintage image, but it's not an old scrap. Apparently these are from Madame Tussauds figures, which is the waxworks in London. I mean, I've been in that waxworks something like 30-40 years ago. I don't remember there being random people. I remember there being you know, famous people, but not random people. So who knows? But maybe 100 years ago it was just normal folk that they put in. I don't know. Right, piece of what do you call it, vellum that has been coffee dyed. Book page here from an old vintage music book that I got. My phone goes. Hold on a second. Just my husband to let me know he's on his way home. Okay, right, sorry about that. Is that not typical? I mean, honestly, it happens every time. I notice Paula Lemon always happens to her as well. Always seems to, I never, you know, nobody talks to me from one day to the next, so I'll never get calls from my family. But they never cease to amaze me and calling exactly when I'm trying to do something. Right, here we go. First tuck spot is just a little kind of folded envelope that I made. You can put something in it as long as it was something fairly small. Behind it I've done one of my negative tags using some of the ethnic paper again and a vintage image. I think this one came from the Graphics Fairy. If not the Graphics Fairy, it'll have been someday on Pinterest. So that goes in there. Oh, a wee bit lace at the top of the tag as well. Oh sorry, I went a wee bit out of focus there. Some stamping and a lot of layering. That's the name of this book, is Stamping and Layering. It's just a variety of that. Ledger paper. Here's one of these tip-ins, is it? Or fabric flips. A couple of different fabrics that came from the package I got from the wee guy in India that does all the boho fabrics. I just happened to stick them together to extend it. I was going to put in a third to make it the full length of the page, but at this point I couldn't. I didn't think any of the rest of them went very well with either of those, and I only combined them because of the red in that and the red in that. But again, it's boho, so you know, anything goes. We've got an old German book, 1913 this one is. Picked that up the other day, and what had attracted me to it was the kind of Gothic style writing that was in it. 1913, as I said, so it's a good age. Another page from the paper pad. More layering here, just a couple of Parisian stamps, and this one here, Parisian images should I say. This one comes from Christie Art Designs. That's Christie with a K. Here I have die cut this page. You can see my fingers through it. Just there's a couple of these pages with that in it through the book. These are not Sue Wilson dies. These are ones I got from Wish. Vellum page, and it's one of my graphic images that I put together. That stamping here. Oh, over the page, and we've got another wee pocket. And in here I have made a tag using the Tiffany and Company stamp, which I don't have, but the very, very lovely Tina Lady sent me quite a number of pages of the Tiffany and Company stamp stamped out, and I shared them with my good friend Lisa Owen, but that's one of them that I cut round using my decal edge scissors, used some of the distressing ink, stuck it to the paper, added a bit of boho fabric. That's another one of the scraps, a wee birthday scrap, and some ruffled papers, and the dogs are going mad. Now we are waiting for a plumber. I'm just hoping that isn't him. If it is, I'll need to stop. Right, composition paper that's squared. Some more layered paper here, layered images. More layered images. Wee doily. I used brushes. Gail Agostolini did some videos with brushes not that long ago. So I used brushes on this just to brighten up the doily. Because it was a boho journal, I wanted to make it look, oh gosh, a plain page, can you believe that? I wanted to make it look, you know, boho-like. A couple of wee stamps here. Button down the bottom there, vintage button I might add, vintage button. The buttons are still showing up, by the way, not vintage, but I clearly, when I had the glass of wine and was sitting with eBay, ordered a number of buttons from a variety of sources. Stamp up the corner, old postcard image of St. Petersburg, another piece of the ethnic boho paper, and we're at the centre of the first signature. There's 2 signatures in this book, incidentally. Here I've layered up just a variety of ephemera that I shrunk down. That's one of my postcards that's for sale in my Etsy shop. Here just a wee bit of lace, and there's a little bit of cheesecloth at the back there. This one is one of my own images. That's one of my own images as well, you know, and as far as it's my own ephemera. I may well add at some point some normal ephemera to my bygones cards, because I've got some on just now with images, but I'm conscious of the fact that some folks seem to like them just plain, in which case I'll upload the ephemera, but it takes me a wee bit of time to get it all done and photographed and then do a page with the overlay so that nobody's stealing it. And it just takes time. Do you know what I mean? It's I'm doing a lot of other things at the same time, so I'll fit it in when I can. Some more images, another St. Petersburg thingy postcard, Tim Holtz stamp, wee piece of boho fabric down the bottom here. Some more of the paper, another one of the images from France. It's a French posters and magazines that I've got. Another stamp up the corner, and it's layered up on music paper down the bottom there. Over the page, some more images. Again, that's one of mine from the shop. A little piece of the paper here that I sewed on. When I sew it on, I tend to find that the other side of the sewing, when you're sewing it on paper, it's not showing up very well. It's as if the tension's out, and I can't quite work out how to get the tension right. So if I have sewn a piece, I tend to glue something on the other side to make sure there's absolutely no question of it ever coming out. Here's one of my wee negative images. It's just the girls on acetate, and it's a wee frame that I've die cut and put her image in, and it's just stuck down to the page. Over the page, another piece of ephemera I got on Etsy. Can't remember who it was that sold it, but I bought it ages ago, and then I just used a couple of scraps, butterfly scraps on top to kind of liven up a bit. Composition paper, another one of these wee fabric flips. Here I added 3 boho fabrics. Absolutely love this page. I think these go really, really well together, these 3. The beads are exquisite, absolutely exquisite. It's, you know, that way you look at it and you think, I don't want to let go of it. But I have made the conscious decision that I cannot keep hoarding things. There is no point in me buying stuff and not using it. It's just silly, because it's not as if I get the benefit. I don't sit and stroke it each day. I have a look at it and then I put it away to keep it safe, and that's just silly. So I'm going to start using stuff. It's painful. I do have to say it is painful, but it's the only way. Here we've got that vellum sheet again that I printed out with my own graphic images. Die cut page again. Another wee sewn piece of the ethnic paper and a wee image on the other side. German book page. Here we've got another one of the wee envelope tucks. I mean, you could put a wee ticket or something in there. Yvonne Preston shows these quite regularly. I think it's the girl, oh gosh, I can't remember, I just remember her name's G. It's her sort of idea, so you can use it, it's just the ethnic paper, but I've cut it in such a way that it looks a bit like a wee heart, and you can use that for additional journaling. There's also a piece of old ephemera in here. I showed this the other day in my haul. This is a copy. Unfortunately, the original was written in pencil, so you probably won't pick it up on the film, but you can see it very, very faint in real life. Somebody bought lace for £1. There you go. Some more layered images there. a very, very happy wee book, very bright. Although having said that, of course, I come across the darkest page in the book. Another wee piece of boho fabric and a wee boho image up there from the Graphics Fairy, some stamping, and over the page, another one of my wee pockets, envelope pockets, and you have a round tag that you can write on the back of, and just a wee envelope that I made. More boho fabric here and some more images, and a stamp from Tim Holtz. Another one of the pages. Some of these they're a wee bit loose down the side, but I'll run over them with a wee bit of glue before I let go this week. Some more different pages here. Some of that trim that came from the range. Wee button, just for a change, a button. This is another one of my wee images. It's a wee gypsy lady. Try and hold her up. Obviously it's shrunk down quite small here. Wee gypsy lady on a dictionary page, and that's one of my postcards down the bottom as well, and a wee Austrian stamp. Another fabric flip here. Love these two together as well. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? You could just wear an outfit like that. I used to have a kind of... My mother-in-law from my first marriage had gone to Hong Kong for what was described as a holiday of a lifetime. They went to Hong Kong and they went to Las Vegas. And she brought me back a dress that was a combination of these colours. It was absolutely beautiful. Sadly, I don't even remember when I got rid of the dress. Probably when I inflated like a balloon, but you know, in the old days I looked quite good. Right, wee bit of image. I think this one's from Tsunami Rose. That wee lassie's fair disc of images I've got, and she's just layered up on scrapbooking paper and then a bit of music paper, a wee bit of cheesecloth, and a wee row of pearl beads in the corner there. Some more of the ethnic paper and the die cut, and another one of my images. I don't think I ever put those on Etsy. I did, if you look back my videos, I did some, what do you call them? I did boho, I think I did about 3 or 4 boho journals in a row, because somebody saw one, wanted one, somebody saw the next one, wanted one, and I had done a set of papers at that point for them, and that was one of the papers that I just printed out onto onto vellum. That's a pocket there actually, and I've not put anything in it. Don't think that'll fit. Wait a minute. Right, we'll put that wee envelope in, and that way there's something in that wee pocket. Some more. This is actually some Kaisercraft ephemera, that clock or watch or whatever it is, and some stamping and just a couple of images. Another scrap there. Oh wait a minute, I missed a page. Oh, I missed it. Well, I haven't put anything in here either. It's a paper bag pocket, and I did the, what do you call it? That's a Stamperia, a piece of rice paper that I decoupaged on it with a vintage balloon. That's the paper again. Some more. That's a scrap. One of my pieces of ephemera, Austrian stamp, and a Tim Holtz stamp up the corner. Another piece of the boho fabric and an old image from the disc of images I've got. A wee bit of cheesecloth behind her. I feel as if I'm getting quite repetitive here. Right, centre of the signature. These two pieces are from Kaisercraft ephemera. That's one of my images from my disc, and an Austrian stamp and another Kaisercraft up there. Oh goodness, I don't believe this. Excuse me a second. Right, roadworks and M74 stuck in traffic. Okay, hold on, I tell them okay. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. At least the dogs aren't barking at the moment. That's always a plus, isn't it? Right, where were we? Here we are. Fabric, lace, boho fabric, and that's the ethnic paper that's been sewn on with a vengeance. And one of my buttons that I bought batch of buttons that were like clock faces, but with wee flowers and things in the back. No, they're very attractive. That's, what's her name? Christie Art Design, general book page, Christie Art Design again. I thought that was the same picture for a minute. I think that one's from Tsunami Rose. Paper ruffle there, that's a scrap. And that's one of my own pieces of ephemera down the bottom. A bit stamped imagery up the top. That's a ticket I made. I made a page of tickets. I didn't put them on Etsy because I'd made them for myself. But that's one of the tickets that I'd made. It just says romance and ticket with a wee number. In fact, I think the numbers on it might be my phone number for about 3 houses ago. Christie Art Design, I just cut it out in an oval and used it to decorate this paper bag again with a wee bit of cheesecloth at the back. Stamperia rice paper, decoupaged. That's another button there. Bring it in so you can see it. Scrap and a wee teacup that I die cut out after I stamped it. And the ephemera at the back isn't mine. It's something I bought on Etsy, I think. Don't recognise it. Another one of my wee pockets. Made a circular tag. Just an image on music paper. It's a used card, coffee stained or tea stained card to put it on. Sorry, I've gone out of focus. Wait a minute to my camera copes. There we go. And I put a banner on with the word forevermore. A bit of ruffle lace round the edge and a wee string of pearls. It's just a pretty wee tag. But you can journal on the back of it if you want to. Some stamping there and vellum page, die cut page. Another one, Christie Art Designs images. This was one of the squares. I bought a sheet of, it was half squares and half circles that were, I think they were 1 inch or something, or 1.5 inch. And I just blew it up a wee bit size wise and then die cut one of the squares with an oval punch. Just makes things that wee bit different, do you know what I mean? I like to make everything a wee bit different if I can. I don't like to always be conventionally constrained by whatever it is that I've bought, do you know what I mean? If it is something that I can adjust in some way just to make it look different from the way other people are using it, I'll do it. It's really important to me to try and make everything individually. I tend not to do, but I thought that was a statement. I tend not to do batches of stuff. That's the stuff that the lovely Crafty Irina had sent me a while back. Oh, got another one of these wee tip things, or flip-ups, or whatever they're called. We've got Boho, 3 different Boho fabrics here, and I put some images down the bottom because, I think I'd stamped that and it never came out very well, so it's covering that over. So we've got a, what do you call it here? Image of St. Petersburg, sort of gypsy image here, and Tim Holtz stamp. Over the page, French book page, French image. Another one of Christie Art Designs and Christie Art Designs, and a wee bit of Boho fabric down the bottom here. Believe. Believe is one of these words that, you know how some things bring back memories of silly things you get involved in? Many years ago I made a card. Primarily I was a card maker, right? I haven't made a card for a wee while because I've been so busy making journals. But I made a card, a Christmas card for somebody. And I had a wee button that said believe. So I stuck this wee button on the card. And the girl, she'd bought it through my husband, and she went up to me and she says, Vally, what does that mean? I mean, believe, what's that all about? And see, when he came home and he told me, I thought, what's wrong with you? You bought a Christmas card with the word believe in it. What do I need to explain to you here? I couldn't go over it, absolutely. And it's a standing joke whenever I say the word believe. This is what I'm getting at when I talk to Billy, my husband. It absolutely astounds me that some folk can be so silly and just so ignorant you know, believe Christmas time meant nothing to her. Absolutely nothing. But anyway, right, wee tag that I made. Cheryl Stark. Cheryl's new to YouTube. Certainly doesn't appear to be new to making journals, because her journals are excellent. I had been speaking to Cheryl the other day, and I watched her very first video, because she's now, I think she's uploaded 3 videos, but her very first video, she had done some embossed tags, and I says to her, do you know what, I says, it's the one thing I've never actually done is an embossed tag in a journal. So I decided to do one. So it's clear embossing on the stamp on a piece of tea stained paper, and it looks quite, it's a bit ghostly if you like, but it's good. I like it. You can journal in the back of that. These are extra pieces, by the way, because as always nothing fits in my journal because I've got too much. Wee envelope I made that I decorated, and you can use the envelope for wee bits and bobs. And another tag here, again using another one of my ticket images. Piece of lace, piece of boho fabric, section from the music book I got recently, and the tag itself is, if you look back again on the old, what do you call them, the old videos of the boho, well they're not that old, it's probably about 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago at most, I made these boho journals, and I did some marbling of paper. This is a piece of black marbled paper, and I had 2 tags left over, this is one of them, so I just used that, and it's got a bit of lace for a tag at the top, and that's it. So that is the book, the boho book. I found it quite difficult. I think if I had my time again, I would have bought the bigger paper pad, because working with a wee paper pad wasn't that easy. It would have been easier just to have bought the bigger pad, but there you go, hindsight is 2020, isn't it? So that's my book anyway. I hope you like it. Please feel free to leave comments. Like I say, as far as I'm aware, there is a lady wanting to buy this, and I should know towards the end of the month if she's definitely going ahead with that. Hopefully she'll get in touch if she sees this video. Any questions that you want to ask, please while you're in, anything you want to say, just in the passing, I'm only too happy to talk to you, because I don't have much of a life and I really enjoy company. So thanks very much for watching today. Thanks for your continued support of both the channel and my posts in terms of Junk Journal Junkies, and Instagram and whatever. So thanks very much for your time, and I shall see you all soon. Very, very soon, incidentally, probably tomorrow. Right, bye, bye.